So the Falcon and the Winter Soldier has just finished, or if you notice they changed the name at the end to Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and there are still plenty of unanswered questions. I've been covering every episode of the series and was busy yesterday with Mortal Kombat videos.
Too bad you will die.
So instead of doing a breakdown, I figured we'd get right into the meat and potatoes with all the show's unanswered questions. I've left timestamps below so you can see all the topics I'll be covering, including Contessa Valentina de Fontaine, that's a mouthful, the birth of US Agent, and the Power Broker's big plans. But before we begin, consider giving the video a like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. First up, we have Val.
Don't call me that.
Played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who we first saw in episode 5, there's much more to her character in the overall MCU. As I stated in my episode 5 breakdown, you don't just hire an A-list actor for 2 scenes in a miniseries. Her character will play a much larger role, and as I theorized, maybe putting together a team that could turn out to be the Thunderbolts, a group consisting of reformed supervillains. After all, she does hand out these business cards like she's recruiting and used to be romantically involved with Nick Fury. She also wears purple, Zemo's color, suggesting they may join forces at some point. It was reported in Vanity Fair that Julia's character was set to make an appearance in Black Widow, but since the film was pushed back, it's not entirely certain if that will be cut or changed due to the events of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But one line she says that really stuck out to me was this one.
Yeah, well, things are about to get weird.
Valentina definitely knows a lot more than she's leading on, and considering the ending of WandaVision and future MCU films like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and rumors that the next Spider-Man will deal with the multiverse, things are definitely going to be getting weird. Look for Valentina ushering in a new group of heroes or perhaps villains in future MCU editions. Next up, Baron Zemo, one of the most beloved mastermind villains in all the MCU, also known for his flawless dancing. In episode 5, he was taken by the Wakandans to the maximum security prison, the Raft, but it's clear he still has contact with the outside world. His butler Osnick is seen holding the detonator to a bomb that will kill the remaining Flag Smasher leaders. Zemo hates the Flag Smashers, destroying their super soldier Serum, killing the man who made the serum, and calling them supremacists. Having Zemo in prison also leaves him plenty of opportunity for more powerful people to manipulate. But the strongest evidence that Zemo will return is that A, he's still alive when Bucky could have killed him, so they're keeping that option open, and B, he's just so damn popular in the MCU. As we'll find out with a lot of the unanswered questions in this video, Marvel is leaving a lot of options open. Then there's the question of what will happen to John Walker, or as he's known now, US Agent. After being given an other than honorable discharge, the most severe administrative discharge not requiring a court-martial, he's stripped of his Captain America title and all ranks in the military. But it now looks like he's working for Valentina, and the fact he tries on his new suit in the same room he was stripped of his title is telling. It proves that Valentina is somehow connected with the government. Why else would they have this scene here? After all, she meets him in the halls of a government building. No longer having to prove himself as Captain America, Wyatt is free to do what he wants. His heart seems to be in the right place after saving the truck of GRC members near the end of the finale, but as we see with his temper and tics, US Agent seems like the guy who could easily snap. Look for him continuing his allegiance with Valentina as we learn more about her plans. We then have the Power Broker, who at the end of the series turned out to be, surprise surprise, Sharon Carter. She's given a full pardon by the US government and the ability to be reinstated to her old job. Before going rogue to help Steve Rogers, this job was working with the CIA. But the Power Broker has bigger plans, and the fact Bucky and Falcon don't know she's the Power Broker means the MCU isn't done with her just yet. When Carly confronts Sharon, we get a small glimpse at what's motivating her to turn against the US. She wants vengeance towards those who turn their back on her. And in the mid-credits scene, she is on the phone with an unknown conspirator talking about how she'll now have access to government secrets, prototypes, and weapons. But who is this mystery person? Whoever it is seems to be someone higher up or more powerful than her. I got the feeling that she is working for this person. Valentina comes to mind, Zemo as well, but he's in jail and that's a bit risky Zelensky having a casual chat like this over the phone, I think one of the craziest theories out there is that she's talking to Steve Rogers, which leads me to the next unanswered question: where is Steve? The last we saw him was at the end of Endgame, and no one seems to know where he is. The running gag this season is that he's living on the other side of the moon. In the original Sin comic storyline, there is a space station there where the elderly Nick Fury lives, and Bucky eventually ends up taking over Fury's role as the Man on the Wall, which is the person in charge of defending Earth from otherworldly threats at any cost. So there is a connection between Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the moon beyond those gags. And with the potential multiverse possibilities, there's no telling how Cap may come back, if at all. As of the writing of this video, Kevin Feige has said that Chris Evans will not be returning to the MCU, but honestly, never say never in the MCU. We do, however, know there's going to be a fourth Captain America movie, which is currently in the works, co-written by Malcolm Spellman, the creator, showrunner, and head writer of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Nothing is known yet about this, but it's safe to assume it will star Anthony Mackie as the new Captain America. One person we see very little of in the final episode is Joaquin Torres. Myself and many others theorized that he would appear in the finale as the new Falcon, but it seems Marvel has left the door open too. With Sam taking up the mantle as Captain America, this leaves the possibility of someone stepping in Falcon's shoes, and there's no one who's admired Falcon more than Torres. In episode 5, Sam leaves his broken Falcon suit with him, telling him to keep it. So it's easy to assume Torres might reappear with this fixed suit in either this new Captain America film or another MCU property. Then there are the Flagsmashers. With the leaders essentially all dead, this still leaves hundreds of thousands of their loyal followers. It's created a power vacuum of sorts which someone could easily take hold of. That is, of course, if Sam's speech to the GRC members actually gets them to change. In his speech, he asks the members if they ever bothered to ask why a person like Carly does what they do. Maybe if they understand that, they can change their policies so attacks like this will never happen. People returning from the blip has obviously caused tremendous instability throughout the world, and how those in power decide to hold on to it will either result in a new antagonist taking hold or the dismantling of the Flag Smashers altogether. But with the symbolism of the mask alone on the pavement combined with Sam's speech, it's most likely we're done with the Flag Smashers. Next up is the Super Soldier Serum. According to Carly, all the vials have been destroyed, and with the serum's creator, Dr. Nagel, killed in episode 3, along with the deaths of the soldiers who took the serum, the only two people left who have Super Soldier blood are John Walker and Isaiah Bradley. I mean, there is a Flag Smasher who fell into the Hudson that Falcon is asked to save the other end, but it's not confirmed if it's one of the Super Soldier Flag Smashers. Remember that Isaiah Bradley was tested on for years by scientists to extract this Super Soldier Serum, so it's possible with John Walker still alive, a similar thing could happen. I'd say we're done with the Super Soldier Serum storyline for now, but I'll keep it on my radar. So we kind of figure out what direction Falcon's story is going as he learns to take on the responsibility of being Captain America. But what about Bucky? He leaves his book of amends with his therapist, Dr. Rayner, after telling his neighbor Yori he killed his son while he was the Winter Soldier. All the names are crossed off. He leaves a note saying he finished the book, a notebook which used to be Steve's. Bucky's future is completely open here. He could team up with Falcon again, go back to Wakanda, or even be manipulated by Sharon in helping her out. The possibilities for him are endless. His character is pretty well liked in the MCU, so I wouldn't count on this being the last we see him. And last but not least, Sam and Sarah's shrimp boat. You'd think a guy who fought Thanos and brought down the Flag Smashers would be able to get a bank loan to save his family business. Well, it's a pretty jovial ending as they celebrate, so I think the business will be just fine. Maybe with Cap's new role, he won't have to worry about paying the bills. So those were my biggest unanswered questions about the series. What do you think and what are your thoughts? Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a message below. For more bad takes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember, Daddy loves you very much.